From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Wednesday, August 22nd, tales of abuse at the Delaware Psychiatric Center. City planners vote on a plan to tear down a historic mansion. And the $245 million Powerball drawing is tonight. Here are the details. Just how much truth is there behind the claims of abuse and neglect at the Delaware Psychiatric Center? WDEL legislative correspondent Carl Konevsky says some members of the General Assembly want to find out.
The Delaware Psychiatric Center Investigative Committee held its first hearing into recent allegations, hearing not only from family members of patients, but from DPC staffers as well. House Majority Leader Dick Cathcart chairs the group and says in order to keep patients safe, he and his colleagues need to get as much information as possible.
We're looking at the employee side and we're looking at the patient side, so it's kind of a two-pronged investigation. So I think the more information we get about that and how it's gone and if there in fact has been a set pattern for these kinds of complaints and abuses, I think it helps with the investigation.
Family members of patients gave chilling details of how their loved ones were often abused and neglected during their stays. Tony Dunn told lawmakers that not only did DPC staff look the other way when his son was assaulted, they were sometimes involved.
In his time at the state hospital, he was assaulted not once, but 3 times, twice by staff, and once by another patient that staff knew was randomly assaulting other patients, and nothing was being done.
Xanthia Benson is a certified nurse assistant at the facility and says one bad apple doesn't spoil the whole bunch, and employees must have a strong mental background in order to deal with the fragile mental conditions of patients.
You're dealing with schizophrenia, you're dealing with bipolar, you're dealing with manic depressants, you're dealing with suicidal patients, homicidal patients. You definitely have to have the mentality of being a people's person, and like I said, again, a strong mental to sit and endure that day in and day out.
Committee members will hold at least one more public hearing and then develop a report, possibly including a recommendation to ask for an investigation by another authority. Reporting from Legislative Hall in Dover, I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
History will remain standing at the Fletcher Brown Mansion in Wilmington and will not be demolished. The Wilmington City Planning Commission last night decided to deny a plan by Ingleside Homes to demolish the mansion. The mansion sits next to Ingleside Retirement Apartments on North Franklin Street. The owner wanted to demolish it to build more apartments for seniors.
We did extensive field work. We went out and looked at the existing structures. We looked at the zoning history of the area. We looked at the comprehensive development plan that was adopted in 1979. We looked at the wording in that plan to determine if things had changed to warrant any kind of change towards multifamily or something that would be a greater density than R1. And we didn't see evidence of those changes.
A number of residents testified against demolishing the mansion. Lightfoot said even though Ingleside's request was denied, they can resubmit their application. A Millsboro man accused of killing his fiancée just days before they were to be married is back in Delaware. Emmett Taylor was arrested last Friday in Washington, D.C. He was extradited to the first state yesterday. He's charged with first-degree murder in connection with the death of Stephanie Mumford, whose body was found in her Millsboro home on August 14th. Coming up, a missing child is found. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
Police are investigating a couple of unrelated Monday shootings. A man was shot in the rear Monday night at Harbor Club Apartments in Claymont. He was treated at Christiana Hospital and released. County police are looking for a heavy-set black man between 18 and 30 years old. He was wearing jeans, a white shirt with yellow spots at the time. Earlier Monday, a man was shot while walking near 17th and Pine Streets in Wilmington. He's in good condition at Christiana Hospital. Wilmington police say they don't have any suspect information. County police are crediting a community watch group with finding a 10-year-old autistic boy who wandered away from his Newark area home last weekend. Police say the president of Harmony Woods Community Watch called 911 Saturday to let them know the child had walked away from his home around 11 o'clock in the morning. Volunteers found the boy a few minutes later, and he was returned to his mother. Tonight's a big night for the Powerball lottery. The jackpot has grown to an estimated $245 million. Delaware Lottery Director Wayne Lemon says sales are expected to be 10 times as much than a regular jackpot. Delaware doesn't see the long lines for tickets it once used to since Pennsylvania entered the game, but Delaware last Saturday did record the second highest per capita sales of the 31 states which play the game. The Powerball drawing will be held tonight just before 11 p.m. A surprising move by the Eagles. WDEL Sports and your Delaware AccuWeather forecast coming up.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, the Eagles released four-time Pro Bowl middle linebacker Jeremiah Trotter. It was a move that surprised many people, including Trotter. Coach Andy Reid told Trotter of the move Monday night. Both men says it was an emotional time. Trotter said it was tough being released by the team he's played for most of his career. The timing of the move allows him to catch on with another team or retire. For now, second-year man Omar Gaither will take over the middle for the Eagles. Aaron Rowan hit a go-ahead two-run homer as the Phillies rallied to beat the Dodgers 5-4 last night. Kyle Kendrick continues to pitch well for the Phils, picking up his sixth win against 3 losses. The Phils and Dodgers play Game 2 of the series tonight with J.B. Durbin on the mound against Derek Lowe. Durbin is filling in for Cole Hamels, who will miss this start with a strained left elbow. He's been complaining about soreness in his pitching elbow and will miss at least one start in as many as 3 weeks. And you can hear tonight's game on WDEL. Coverage starts at 6:30. The Myrtle Beach Pelicans' 7-run second inning was too much for the Blue Rocks as they fell 10-8 last night. The loss, coupled with Potomac's win, left the Rocks 5 games up on the Nationals in the Northern Division second-half race. Game 2 of that 3-game series is tonight at Frawley Stadium. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: cloudy with some drizzle off and on today, a high reaching 72. Tonight, cloudy with fog, low 62. For tomorrow, clouds break for some sunshine with a high of 77. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com. I'm Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.